your experience and how or the criteria in your district they used to award farmers within the district and also the regional level.
Yeah, well, it's a long time I've won a district best farmer. That was way back in 2008 that I won the Boku Municipal Best Farmer. What I know, the little I know was that there was a panel that was constituted to go around and visit our farms, ask us about your knowledge based on farming, good agricultural practices, and all that, and for them to see for themselves what you are saying. You may sit down and have a chat. They ask you the questionnaires, you answer, but they also visit the field to see for themselves whether it is what you told them in the house is true or not. That is how it was done. But of late, many farmers are being given awards without even having the farm.
Wow.
Yes,
How
I can say that for sure because it's now political. They give awards to political supporters, foot soldiers, not real farmers. So it's in fact it's not motivating a lot of people to go into farming. And we know uh, farmers must be taken serious. The brain behind it when Rawlings constituted it was to encourage the youth, the women, everybody to go into farming because that is our life. Without food, we cannot survive in this country. But if today people have decided to change it, just in the name, the Farmers' Day is just a formality. The vetting is just formality. Most of people will tell you, oh, we have done all, we have screened them, we have done that. But I tell you, it's a lie.
Wow.
They vet people. Even there was a year I was told nobody even went to the farmers' field, but they were giving awards because the issue was that when you go to the farmers to interview them, to screen them, and at the end of the day, they are not being selected. The next year, they are afraid to go to the same farmers to interview them, to visit their farms, to ask them questions. So it is very bad. I am saying it on authority that it is very, very bad. In some, I wouldn't generalize that all the districts, but in Binduri district in particular, it's very bad that we don't really give to the real people. I don't care. When you go to the market to buy your maize, your rice, your millet, there is nothing written there on NDC maize or MPP maize. It is maize or political maize. It is maize farmers have worked hard to bring it to the market. But I think that it is high time that we stop this practice. Because, look, others have taught others lessons that this is how they are behaving. And it's not going to order well. You see, productivity will go back. That is why you hear politicians telling people food is this, and in the reality, it is not so. So we are not really awarding the deserving farmers. I hate it. If it is the NPP guy working very hard that need to be awarded, let's award him. If it is the NDC guy working very hard and deserve that award, let us award the person. If it is the ordinary farmer who doesn't care about politics here and there, let us award the person. And so that, because people are seeing, they have seen the good people who are farming and who have been neglected. And people sit somewhere and you hear that they have been given the best farmer. You hear that they have been given this. It's very bad. And I think that as people, if we really want to grow the agriculture in Ghana, let's stop that thing. It's not helping Ghana at all.
So you being a commercial farmer, I know today's agriculture, especially crop production, is now organic way.
Yeah.
Chemicals, fertilizer, all over. So, do you have any effect in it?
Yeah. Well, both can work together. I always say the best yield you can get is to use organic chemical. That is the best for you to get your results. To use organic chemical. I use a lot of collecting cow dung from the Fulanis and from individuals who have a lot of kettles. I go and bargain with them, collect it, spread it in my farms, and even after this, I can show you my small farm here, how it is doing very well because of the organic and chemical fertilizer. So all of them are good, but I don't rely on one. That is how I believe it.
But it is.
That is why I am telling you we can use organic. And even if you use organic for some time, you can do your own compost. If you have kettles, you can add more to produce compost. And if you apply it 2, 3, 4 years, you don't even need fertilizer. And it does retain moisture, unlike the chemical one that cause acidity to the soil. But I think it is also not easy to do the compost. But we should try. We should encourage. Mofa should be somewhere trained, but I think more still need to be done to encourage people to do compost to get better results or better yields.
You've been an experienced farmer.
All right, so viewers, we thank you so much for still being part of this our novel program, and I think so far you can see where we are right now. We are with Honorable Arifus. I think we are in his compound, and as he was speaking, he was not just speaking with mouth, but I think you can be seeing what is around here. I think having a warehouse, and that is where the things has been kept, and I think everything is there. So far, for you viewing, you can imagine how beautiful and then how big the warehouse is. Not only one warehouse, but I think we have about 2 or 3 warehouses here, and then also a nice and a beautiful self-contained apartment for some of the workers who have been living here. So I think so far we are in a very beautiful place whereby you can see a lot of things are moving now around here. I think you can also see the container. We have a nice container where some of the thing has been kept, and I think you can see the farm over there, and everything is moving here smoothly. So viewers, we are not just speaking by mouth, or we are not just here to tell lies so far, but we are here to tell you what the man has been doing so far and what he can still do. I think you watching how the maize is, everything is moving on successful and then smooth here. Once again, we'll quickly move back to him and also hear the other side of the story from him. So far, he told you this year flooding, although the water came, it carried away with a lot of properties away, but so far there were no any encounter of life or no human being were dead so far. Well, that is according to investigation. We have not yet heard that the water was able to carry a dead man so far around this our area. So we are still moving back to him so that he will complete the story. So I think you can imagine and then you can see for yourself as he was speaking. He told you that Ghanaian farmers are not more reliable to our leaders. Why? Because sometimes they will use the name, go ahead, and maybe some of the things must have come and you will not get them. He was encouraging his colleague farmers to also put more effort on the farm, better than putting their eyes on the political leaders and then all sort of leaders. You might have think when you run lost, you cry to them. You may get, you may also run lost. Well, let me quickly move back to him and also hear back the other story.
Thank you very much, viewers. Beulah Multimedia, you like us, share, subscribe, and also comment. It's very important. Yes, we are back again. Welcome, Honorable.
Yeah.
Yes, as our conversation was going on, I made it clear that I want you to give some motivation to the youth
Yeah.
to engage into farming.
Yes. The youth are encourage everybody, both males and females, to go into agribusiness. We should look at farming as a business, not as a way of culture. Why? Because we can make it in farming if we know what we are doing. We put our mind and soul there. We get the art together. We can make it big time. Because today you can ask a bowl of maize in the market is almost around 20 Ghana cedis. You ask of cowpea is 70 Ghana cedis. Bambara beans is almost 80 Ghana cedis. You can go on and on.
So great.
So ask yourself, what can you sell today? Soya beans is almost 30 something Ghana cedis a bowl. Now, if you are able to have about 10 bags,
You are rich.
you are rich. What else can you do to become rich like that? So I encourage everybody to venture into farming. You don't need to start big. You need to start small. Able to take charge of it, do it and do it very well with all your mind and with all your passion. Look, the rich farmers, the rich people in the world, most especially in the Western world, they are farmers. We have to look at agri as a business. Think about a guinea fowl today. If you take a guinea fowl to the market today, it's hovering around 60 to 70 Ghana cedis.
Even some 80, 90.
Some 80, 90. If you are having about 90 of them or 100 of guinea fowls, you are rich. So we should stop looking for non-existing jobs, moving to the cities, getting choked. I always say it's a bunch of lazy people who have decided to come together to suffer in Accra. Why? Because
Funny.
yes, it's just a bunch of lazy people who have come together to suffer. You go and even see where they are sleeping. It's a pity. At the end of the day, ask them how much do they always bring home? How much?
They will even come and be dependent on
The
Yeah,
little
parents
things that we have farmed and we have gathered, they will eat and finish that food and run away in the name of going to seek for money. But we have land that we can cultivate, we can rear, and we can make money. I wouldn't mention names, but I have known some people who are into farming, even chiefs, and even some guys who have put better houses, far better houses, self-contained compound houses, and you think when you go and see, if you don't ask to know them very well, you may think that they are government workers or they are having some white collar jobs. No, it is through the farming. So I want to encourage every single person, and mind you, the population is increasing. We can do everything without electricity, without doctor, without teacher, but we cannot do anything without food. You cannot survive good 3 days without food. If anything, money is going to decrease, not food. We are told by the year 2050, the world population must have grown to about 9.1 billion.
Wow.
And almost 35% of that increment will be in Africa. And how do we feed ourselves? How do we feed ourselves? That is why we need visionary leaders that should put agriculture as a priority in this country. You know, when COVID came, I thought that leaders would have learned something from it. They used to fly out to go for treatment because they had the money. But those countries decided to close their borders on them. They had to remain in this country. I tell you, one day coming, the rice, the wheat, the whatever we are importing as food, the tomatoes and other things, they will close their borders on us, and we will be asked to feed ourselves. That is when this Ghanaian human being will start to put their head to use. But I think this is the time that we should be planning and be thinking about in the next 10 years to come. Can we be food sufficient? Can we think of exporting rice? Can we think of not the lies exporting? People claim we are exporting this, that, which is not existing. I'm talking the real one, the truth. But that will not happen until we sit up and correct and really engage people who want to go into agribusiness, not political farmers. Because I've heard my government is in power, they are bringing this to support farmers. They have no farm, they are the people who will benefit. We have to move away from that untruthful way of doing things to the real people, to the real ground, to support. There are youth who wants to go into agriculture, but they don't have the money. How do we get them? How do we get to know them? How do we identify them and really support them to put this country into good shape in terms of agriculture? So that is the little advice I have, but I still encourage everybody that agri is the way to go.
Yes, we still thank you so much. I think we are in his compound, and I think the next program will be that he'll be coming to our office personally. I think, viewers, this is the warehouse you have been watching. So far, they have not yet started harvesting, but I think you can still see something small here. Although the harvesting have not yet taken place, but you can still see. We have scale. You can watch for yourself. I think so far you can see fertilizer, a lot of machines, and then a whole things in this warehouse. In fact, it is not easy here at all. It is not easy. And the warehouse, you see, the one surpriseful thing I've been seeing here is the warehouse is not only one, but I think the warehouses are about 2 of them. And you can imagine how very big and largeable it is. And then you can be watching the compound and seeing so far things are moving here smoothly. You can see that beautiful house over there is for some of the workers who have been here doing the work so far for him. So quickly we'll move back to him and then also have our summary about this conversation. Thank you so much, and try to subscribe and view us. This is Builder Multimedia GH. We are in the Upper East region, Zibila, Lamboya. We are still with him for a little summary. So we'll quickly move back to our dear Mr. Latif.
Yeah. Thank you very much. But don't forget to subscribe for us.
Yes.
Honorable.
Yes.
Honorable Kume Farmer.
Yes.
Yes. I can see. Wow. So what is the name of this type?
It's called Bilhefa.
Bilhefa.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an OPV. It's not a hybrid. It's an OPV. An OPV means open pollinated variety.
Wow.
So we planted these early. So that's why we have harvested them. In summary, I will say I encourage every single youth in this country and in this our region to go into agribusiness. I said we should. It's a business. You are doing to sell to consumers, to buy and eat, to grow. So, and we can make money, a lot of money out of agri. I have been to Israel and other countries like India and all that. I have seen that most people, most rich people are farmers because there is a blessing in the soil. And when you do it and do it well, you will equally be blessed. And I think that even workers, government workers, people who are gainfully employed, they go into farming. Why? Because we eat. Let's eat what we grow and grow what we eat. And it can be fantastic business for us. Look, thousands of people are looking for soya beans, they are not getting. The market, I was telling somebody we are not competing because we cannot certify the market. There is market for soya this year, there is market for yellow maize, there is market for maize. It's just that we have to put ourselves together as a team, as youth, to work and make money. We can make money out of it during the dry season and all that. So I am encouraging everybody, like I said, to go into farming.
Honorable, my last question is, what and what do you do with this? Your lesson. I learned you.
Yes,
seeds and other things.
We naturally produce seed, maize seed, rice seed, soya seed, cowpea seed. We produce and package it. When you go to the other room, you will see our machinery where we do the processing and packaging. We also sell agrochemicals. This year we didn't sell fertilizer for some reasons, but we still sell agrochemicals. Weedicide, pesticides, and herbicides of different brands. It is our prayer that next year, or by the end of this year, we will start to sell fertilizer, and if possible, we will be doing our own importing. So we have the seeds, the maize of different variety too, and we do a lot of different things in terms of agri.
So where can you locate you?
You can locate me here in the warehouse here. We also have another store in the market just by. There is a feature called Moro Place, and you ask if you want to go to Ariku stores
In Binduri.
In Binduri here, in Bazua Market, you will get it. That is a very popular shop where we sell agrochemicals and seeds of onions, green pepper, chili pepper, tomatoes, all watermelon, all the seeds we want. You come there and you will get some.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, right. This is Beulah Multimedia. Please, Honorable is advising and is encouraging the youth to also work hard to engage themselves into farming, because farming is a very big time business. He said it's a big time business, and most rich men in the continent or even in the world are farmers. Therefore, we should try our possible best to become farmers, or we should engage into farming. No matter the profession you are, whether you are a doctor, a teacher, a lawyer, a driver, a mate, or whatever you are, please try to do some farming, because it's a big time business. Therefore, if you also want any variety or any seed to sow, you can come to Ariku's farm, or if you just come to Bazua or Binduri, and then you ask of Ariku's stores, you get all the kind of varieties you want, and also if you want chemicals or fertilizer, you get them from his stores. Thank you for being with us. God be with you. Next time, you come back for more.